Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight I'm here with a Digital Princess update. If you're interested, please keep watching. Alright you guys, so if you're unfamiliar with the Digital Princess story, I did a previous video on her. I will link it down below. She was arrested in Florida for child neglect and the charges were dropped. Again, I covered all that in the previous video, so I'm not going to go into it in this video, but the statement was actually leaked on TikTok and I ended up finding it through Tara, and I will link her video down below, and I will also try to find the original TikTok and link it down below. But either way, I will link Tara because she is my source. She is where I actually heard the statement firsthand. So we're going to react to it together. Now I want to make something very clear. There is this, and I mentioned this briefly in my first video, but a lot of people are comparing her to Casey Anthony. I don't stand by that. I don't think that that's really fair. I realize that both of these women are not being admired by people, the public right now, but the charges against Casey Anthony versus the charges against Digital Princess are totally different. If people want to make comparisons, that's what a lot of people do. I just feel like if you're going to make a comparison, at least make it one that's fair and make it one that these issues are present with both of these individuals, not just that they're both under scrutiny for issues with their children. Let's not, I don't know, to me, I just don't think that she is like Casey Anthony, but that's just my personal opinion. So let's get to her statement and then go from there.
And so that's what I'm going to do. I do want to mention that I am not releasing my full statement on this account due to the fact that I know that many people subscribing are just here to screen record it and leak the video. So I'll be the one releasing my full statement on my own public accounts. I've learned a lot.
I said this in the beginning. If I was wanting to defend my name against anything, I would not put that behind a paywall because I would want everyone to have access to it. I want everyone to hear my point of view. I want everyone to absorb my story and hear it from me instead of putting it behind a paywall and then, you know, this, what she just said, people are going to leak it. I just always feel like if you're trying to right wrongs and clear your name or get your truth out there, putting it behind a paywall or sending it in some cryptic message is not always the best way to go, but everyone has their ways of how they deal with things, so here we are.
While being on social media. And one of the things I've learned is that people online feel like they are entitled to know everything about my life because I have a platform, and they think that they can demand answers from me about my life that has nothing to do with them. People online want to act like they know everything about my life when in reality
So as far as people online feeling like they have a right to know everything just because you have an online presence, I would usually completely agree with that. But in this situation, she cannot equate people wanting to know what really happened and what happened with her son and what's the truth and what's the fact pattern. When it comes to human rights, animal harm, child endangerment, those types of things, that's not people wanting to know every detail of your life. People wanting every detail of your life might be prying a little bit too hard into your relationship. Maybe an influencer has talked about their history with addiction and people think that they're entitled to know every detail about that journey just because it was put out there. There are a lot of different circumstances where that would apply, but in my personal opinion, I don't think that that applies when it comes to harming children, animals, other people. That's people wanting to know the truth. That is people wanting to know that her child is okay and having care and compassion for him when she did not.
you only get to see 15 to 60-second clips of my life. And everybody thinks that I don't take my life serious, but I take my life more serious than you will ever know. And the internet is the one that doesn't take my life serious because they were the ones who monetized and joked about my whole entire life. And you'll never know the emotions I've been going through these past 2 months because...
And that is true. You get 15-second clips, 1-minute clips, depending on if you're on TikTok, Instagram, on YouTube. Obviously, you can have a bigger window into what someone's day-to-day life might look like. And I always say social media is like a highlight reel of the best parts of someone's day. Even if it's every single day, you're still watching a highlight reel of what the best parts of this day were, depending on who the person is. I know that some people share a lot more details about struggles and everything like that. That's a whole nother conversation. She ended up leaving her son home alone based on the police report, based on the fact pattern that was given in that police report. And I don't think that the police report was falsified. I know that some people are saying, oh, well, you don't know. In this scenario, I don't believe that the facts that were laid out in that police report, I don't think that they were made up or exaggerated. That's just my personal opinion. But when you have something like that come out and then you decide to clown everybody and do this tacky video that she did to try to say F you to all the haters and whatever, you're the one not taking it serious, because you're the one that came out with a very immature video after you were literally shown that you did not put your son's safety first and foremost. So yes, people are going to react to what you put out, whether it's fair or unfair, it depends on the situation. But when you return with a video like what she did, as a big F you to everyone who is actually concerned, why would people have any other opinion other than you're an immature troll who is looking for a reaction?
I legally was not able to speak or defend myself, and I'm also not obligated to sit here and broadcast my whole life and emotions just for your entertainment. I knew when coming back online that
I don't think that any of this is entertainment. I think that as far as these outrage marketing influencers, she definitely falls into that category. Nikocado Avocado is in that category. Gabby Hanna's in that category. I think that you could put Trisha Paytas in that category at times. These kinds of online personalities that perform outrage marketing in order to get attention put onto themselves. I always look at the outrage marketing as something completely different. Like I said earlier, if you want to talk about people asking for attention and all that kind of stuff by doing things that only involves themselves, that's one thing. But when we're talking about a child being put at risk, that is not entertainment. That's not being entitled to anything. We're talking about actually breaking the law, and a young child that could have had something very serious happen had the neighbors not interjected into this situation.
no matter what I would have said or done, it wouldn't have been good enough for anybody. So why was I going to sit here and try and prove myself? I didn't
The whole idea of no matter what she says is not going to be good enough for anybody. I say this so often with influencers. All that people want is the issue to be addressed and some accountability to be had. She could have come out and done a video, not behind a paywall, and she could have said, you know what, I effed up. This is exactly what happened, and I'm dealing with it with my attorneys, and I'm using this as a huge learning lesson. I was wrong, and I hope that you guys can accept my apology, know that my son is in good hands. We are working through this, and that's it. I'm sorry. It doesn't have to be this trolling video and her getting upset and then putting stuff behind the paywall. How do you expect anyone to take you serious if you are acting this way when the subject matter is so serious?
Post those TikTok videos because I think my life is a joke or that I don't take my life serious. I posted those videos because I don't take social media serious at all. And to the people that hate me, those videos were for you.
A lot of the things she's saying in this video, I would typically agree with, like the whole idea of not taking social media seriously. But then I look at the subject matter, and we're talking about a young child that was left home alone. And something really bad could have happened to this child. And instead of her coming back and taking accountability and apologizing, she wants to do exactly what she did. We've talked about it before, so I won't keep repeating it, but that's the problem here. I see where some of her points are coming from, but then when you look at the situation and why this statement was released, it's all null and void, because we're not talking about something as innocent as a comment that was taken out of context, or people getting mad for some silly video that she did that was twisted into something that it wasn't. We're talking about something that she was actually arrested for. So fair points, but not the situation to make those points in my opinion.
To the people that hate me, those videos were for you. I didn't buy a Lamborghini, but I knew that it would make people upset because everything I've done in my life has always been wrong, and
doesn't matter if she bought the Lamborghini. I don't care if she borrowed it from her neighbor. That is completely irrelevant. It was the attitude that she had in the video. It was the saying F you to people who were actually concerned about her child. The Lamborghini has nothing to do with it. Was it corny? Yes, but I don't care if you bought it, leased it, or borrowed it from your uncle.
I've always been shitted on for anything I've done. And I wasn't going to change anybody's opinion with what I had to say, because no one was going to care to sit there and listen to what I had to say, and they're going to still have the same opinion. So there's no point in trying. To the people,
they would have probably listened if she would have taken this serious and actually come up with a heartfelt apology to fill people in, and not done this where she's gaslighting everybody and literally playing the victim, just like so many influencers love to do. Accountability is near impossible to find when it comes to influencers as a whole.
Who still support me, I am extremely sorry. I am just one of you guys, though. I didn't get on social media to be anybody's idol. I got on social media to be myself and show everybody that I am just one of you guys and that I am a normal person. And just because someone has a platform.
So normal person, okay, again, I agree with this, but normal people don't put their child in harm's way and then lie to the police when the police show up at your house to check on your child. And nobody's asking her to be an idol. Nobody's asking any influencer to be a quote-unquote idol. I hear this argument so often. Nobody needs an idol. Nobody said that everyone has to be perfect. Oh, if you're tagged as an influencer, then you have to be perfect. There is no law that says that. There is no rule that says that. And most people don't have those expectations. But when we're talking about breaking the law and putting people or children or animals, like I said, in harm's way, this is where the shit really hits the fan. And if and when these things happen, this is when the influencer needs to step up to the plate, take some actual accountability, take some time offline, reflect, and then come back. I see this so often with influencers. There's something that happens that's really bad. The public finds out about it. They ask for some accountability. There is either a sad fishing, gaslighting, or manipulative video released. They usually take anywhere from 1 week to maybe a few months off, and then they come back and act like nothing happened. But if the video was full of acceptance, accountability, and a genuine apology, I don't think that as many people would be so enraged when the influencer or YouTuber ends up coming back.
Does not mean anything that they are more of a better person than anybody else. With my time being away from social media, I have been spending a lot of time working on trying to become a better version of myself. Thank you.
So as far as her time away from social media and becoming a better version of herself, I hope that that's true. And I hope that she's not just full of it. Unfortunately, with the history of being professional bullshit artists that influencers have, I don't know if that's true or if it's false, because none of us live with her. None of us know her day-to-day routine and what she's actually up to. But I will say the same thing that I said about Nikki and Dan, where, you know, and I'm only using them as an example because I've covered them recently and I covered them in detail over the summer when the whole thing with Bowser happened. When you want to talk about taking time offline to reflect and be a better person and make changes and all this kind of stuff, I don't think that that can happen in such a short period of time. For me, I think that actual reflection, acceptance, and making changes to implement to be better, they can't be done in a few weeks or even a couple of months, especially considering when you're talking about something like with Digitalprincxss. In my personal opinion, allegedly, this probably happened several times, and this time is the one time that she got caught. So in order to realize that leaving your son home alone is not okay, and recognize the next steps needed to be better and not ever do that again, how long has she really been offline? She's still been posting TikToks. She's posted to her Instagram and Twitter. So you haven't really taken time offline. So anyway, that is all of the statement that was on that TikTok. And again, I'll link Tara's channel in my description box if you guys want to go listen to her commentary about this. But I think that most people have the general agreeing opinion that, number one, most of the points that were made in her statement don't apply necessarily when you're talking about literally putting your child in harm's way. So all of the points that she made would be good if they were applied to any scenario that didn't involve harming other people, but we're dealing with putting someone else in harm's way, and it was her child who cannot fend for himself, which is very, very scary. So the thing that I will say to close out this video is that I hope that she really is doing whatever she needs to do to recognize the issues here. I don't know if she will. Time will tell. And I'm sure that there are a handful of people that are making unfair comparisons, which are not fair. And at the same time, you have to recognize the gravity of what you did. This was not some little thing that was taken out of context and it's fake outrage. It's super serious. So, and most of you guys know that. I'm not trying to, preach or anything, but the points that she made, I would accept if it was any scenario, but putting someone else in harm's way. So either way, those are my thoughts for now. If you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.